Weird stuff. Rip, rip, rip. Internet? I don't know. Might be internet. Might be internet. 帽子じゃあちょっと待って。Well, man, I don't know where all my bullshit went, so we'll just have to use this for a little while. I can't find any of them. So we'll just use a colander. It kind of reminds me of Devo. Bottlehead, it's just somebody, the last person who's subscribed. If you want to get your name written on my hand, hot tub style, just subscribe. Just subscribe. How long have I been streaming? Just a little bit over a year. I thought that said hee. Hihyo. Often hihyo. Mane. I think a pretty common word instead of hihyo is hikakuteki. Like, comparatively. I've been streaming just a little bit over the... But, I really haven't been, like... There have been spurts where I really gambaru. Like, where I really try to stream... The brightness is just a little much. Where I really try to stream. Like a month. There's been like 2 months where I was like working pretty hard at streaming. But other than that, it's been very off and on. Just because I've been, starting my business, traveling. So I apologize. Too late to apologize. It's never too late to apologize, guys. Don't let Justin Bieber fool you. I mean, Justin Timberlake. Justin Timberlake. Oh, I forgot to eat breakfast. I can see my friend's name at the top of your right screen. Bottlehead. Oh, okay, you know him? Yeah, he just popped in the stream the other day. Was it 2 days ago? So why Moshimosh? So Moshimosh, okay? Moshimosh is originally the shortened version of moshimasu. It's like speaking, moshimasu. A lot of Japanese people actually don't even know this. I'd say most Japanese people. Yes, there was a strainer on my head. It's a colander. A colander. Not a calendar. My wife, she was like, a calendar? I was like, colander. Colander. But yeah. Monster! Hey, how are you today? I'm doing good! I actually do feel pretty good today. Feeling juicy. Feeling jankety. Wait, jankety's not good. But I feel good. How about yourself? Yes. I need to get some water in a second. But yeah, moshimasu. So yeah, mosu is like to say. And so it actually comes from moshimasu, like the operator. So that's pretty, yeah, there you go. Origins. Where in Japan people have a strong accent compared to the southern? There's not, it's kind of like a debate. Like some people would say that dialects are an accent. And I guess they kind of are. But at the same time, it just feels very different. Like I feel like Asian dialects, Chinese dialects, Japanese dialects, it's different than just an accent. Because they don't pronounce the vowels or consonants differently. Where that's what they would do in, compared to the US and Britain, right? So I forget what it's called. Tsugaruben? Is it Tsugaruben? There's one area that literally, like, It's not necessarily south, but it literally doesn't even sound like Japanese. But there's a bunch of them. But you got to go into you got to go to the sticks, like really countryside and some a different area, and then you'll hear some weird stuff. Yeah. Also, Okinawa Ben, I guess it counts, but it originally didn't even used to be Japan. So, but yeah, Okinawa Ben is also very thick. Oh, you're a mod for Bottlehead. Gotcha. That's awesome. I like this story, actually. Maybe he'll explain it better, but it's something to do with old phone. Yeah. There we go. Do people in Hokkaido have an accent? No. Like, do they speak a different dialect? Sometimes. Sometimes. It's not as strong as other areas. Like, it'll come out in some things, but not really. Not really. Not too much. Eigakan. I'm good, just hanging out. Good, man. Yeah, glad to have you here. Glad to have everyone here. Yeah, definitely want to talk about some textbooks today. We're gonna in a little while, we're gonna open up Genki, which I've never looked at before, really. It seems like there's like 80 different versions. I have no idea, but I just found a random one on PDF. And we're gonna look at it, and we're gonna talk about like, why is this natural? And it'll be a nice kind of revisit. I haven't looked at textbooks in a really long time. Yeah. My new business. Yo, more Doritos. Thank you. My new business is well, it'll pop up eventually up here. So I started my own business teaching Japanese online. So I'm a Japanese teacher. So I started teaching online about in January, like officially in January. And yeah, here's my website if you're interested. But yeah, started in January. It's been really fun, honestly, and I'm still working on some material. Still, right now I'm creating a beginner course. Basically, I realized, like, as time has passed, I realized that surprisingly, people struggle, even though there's already so much beginner content. What people need is not more. People don't need more vocab, more words. They need an actual, like, structure. Because people will learn a bunch of stuff, learn a bunch of vocab, but then like, textbooks might provide some good stuff, but they take like 10 lessons to do it. Like, it's like 8 textbooks. I'm just like, dude, I don't have time. It's like for example, I was looking at one of the Genki textbooks, and it takes 10 lessons to explain all the different conjugations. And in the group course that I'm making, I will teach all of the conjugations essentially in 1 hour. Like, that's how inefficient it is. So just the group course that I'm making right now, it's just 4 lessons. So essentially maybe like 5 hours, because I'm going to do like Q&A and stuff like that and have some extra time. But yeah, it kind of blew my mind when I was looking. I like my Genki book. Don't come for me. Look, textbooks, there's good things about textbooks and there's bad things about textbooks. There's good things about AJAT, bad things. There's always I was thinking of like a log. Like, when you look at a top, but logs aren't that beautiful. But let's say there's a really beautiful log, okay? Ah, what a beautiful log. There's flowers growing on it. There's beautiful moss. And then you turn over that log and there's bugs in there, and you just say Hakuna Matata and you call it a day. Sometimes there's an ugly side and sometimes there's a beautiful side. Viajado. Meu amigo Jellyman. Meu amigo. Viajado. Obrigado. How would you say thanks for coming? So, thank you. Obrigado. Para. Obrigado para. I don't know. Actually, I don't know the verb for come in, what would be thanks for coming? I heard Japan used to be quite a closed country, didn't interact with the outside world much. When was this? Until, I think it's like the 13 or 1400, somewhere between, I don't remember the exact dates, at least 1100 to 1400s. The first people that came to Japan was actually Portugal, the Portuguese. And then the Portuguese introduced guns, like firearms to Japan. Black, what was it? Black powder? Is that what we call it? Gunpowder. And then Japan closed its borders, and then it opened the borders to the Dutch, only specifically to the Dutch, and they were trading with the Dutch, and this is because they didn't want religion to come into Japan. And the Dutch promised that they wouldn't do any religious stuff, they just wanted to trade, but then there was secret religious stuff happening. Yeah, and then closed really just to the Dutch for a while, and then they... can't remember if it was opened or not, but Commodore Matthew Perry, you have to work. Have a nice stream. Thank you so much. Bye, chill out. Nice to meet you. And you said something else, right? Okay, I got you. All right, cool. Thanks so much for following and hanging out. So yeah, some Japanese history. Yeah, I'll check it out. Been having some trouble with words. Yeah. How are your classes going? I hope you succeed and achieve all your goals. Not girls, but goals. Thank you so much. Yeah, honestly, the classes have been really fun, and I'm surprised at how, like, I'm learning more every day, like, how to teach better. Not teach better, but more like in a more focused way. Like, at first I was like, oh, we need to focus on this stuff. And it seemed like I was like, this is the most important, duh. And then over time, I realized, like, depending on where the person's level is, that really needs to change. So, you know, some people, even though maybe they've been studying for 2 years, maybe they did Duolingo and got really far. Like, everything's different, but the one thing that was consistent across the board was like conjugation. Everybody had conjugation problems. Everybody, no matter how beginner or advanced they were when they came to me, everybody had conjugation issues. And I think if I can kind of sort that out for people's conversational ability will just skyrocket. Those Genkis and Minna no Nihongo get really boring really fast. Yeah, when I was studying in Japan, we did Minna no Nihongo. And I liked the first books. I can't remember which one. I think I started with 2. Minna no Nihongo 2, but then when we got to 3, it was really boring. I was like, this is just an article. It was like an article about sneezing, and I was like, cool. The worksheets, I haven't seen any of the Genki worksheets. Yeah, worksheets are great. It's really good for repetition. But it's really important that you're understanding everything. All the conjugations in an hour would be dope, right? Right? Yeah. You know, I can deliver it in an hour, and then it'll be like, oh, okay, what did I just, holy crap, what did I just learn? But the important thing is, you'll have, like, seen everything, virtually everything. Now, there are so many different conjugations to do in Japanese, but I'm talking about the really main initial ones that you need. And even though I don't go into detail about all of the ones that you can do, even the stuff that we cover will help you understand the future conjugations. So yeah, trade-off, always a trade-off for sure. Yeah, I love worksheets. Be nice to the bugs. Wait, what bugs was I talking about? What bugs? Obrigado por vir. I wasn't sure if it would be para or por, and then I was thinking like something with V. Obrigado por vir. Por vir. Obrigado por vir. Por. Is it po or por? Por vir. Obrigado por vir. Por vir. I would imagine it's more relaxed. So, obrigado por vir. Kitte kurete. Arigato. kurete. No double T. Kite kurete. Thanks for cutting it. Oh, you fixed yourself. Good job. Good job. Good job. Meiji era, I think it's when it started to open up. Okay. Nick Grandpa. Yo, Nick Grandpa, you gotta tell me the origin of your name. Why Nick Grandpa? Because I know you're not a grandpa. You're not a grandpa. Dude, actually, I think about that every time. And then the actor and comedian Matthew Perry opened the entire country of Japan by pushing religious values. I wrote a paper on how like Westernization affected like certain ukiyo-e genres. That's cool. That's a great one. Good job. The hardest part is finding something interesting and finding interesting that's still researchable. Because sometimes we think of good ideas for our papers, but there's no way to research on it. The one I did, I took a Chinese film class, and we had a huge term essay, so it had to be at least 16 pages or something, or at least 18. I think at least 18 or 16 pages, I forget. So I did the evolution of martial arts in film. And so like it really started in the 60s, and then the way it progressed, and yeah, it was pretty fun. The bugs under your log. In my analogy, I was like, when did I talk about bugs? Tenshi-san! Ohayou gozaimasu! Irashai! Ohisashiburi desu. Genki desu ka? Thank you so much for coming. The relaxed version is right. Yeah, I figured. Thanks. Yeah, when it came down to it, it was an art analysis, and I love that. When I first started going to college, I wanted to major in art history. That's awesome. Yeah, ukiyo-e is pretty cool. They're pretty cool. So yeah, I guess I don't know. I'm interested because, you know, I see people like, I don't know if I gotta assume that Genki pays him in some way. Maybe they didn't used to, but now I feel like they sponsor him or something, or give him some kind of credits. Genki, you know, the Genki textbook to Tokini Andy. I'm just guessing, but I would guess. お久しぶりです。私は元気です。よかったです。I don't know. That's totally my opinion. I have no idea. Jeju Freshi! Irashai! Thank you so much for following. Welcome to the community. My name is JD. I'm a Japanese teacher in Japan. I teach online, my own business. Used to be a translator, English teacher. Yeah. So now I do Twitch on the side. Very much on the side. Nice to meet you. 日本語勉強してますか? Are you studying Japanese? But yeah, like, I don't know, textbooks are really interesting. I started with textbooks. So I guess I feel like my textbook that I use, yeah, that's awesome. How's it been? How long have you been studying? どのぐらい勉強してますか? I feel like, what are they good at? My textbook that I used the most when I was studying in university was, I think I got best at pronunciation. Rippa. Yeah, rippana. That's a na adjective. So rippana hito. Just, it's not splendid. Maybe like solid. Like solid is a decent translation. Like rippana hito, that's like a very like respectable person or a decent person. Well-minded, do we say that? Like a decent person. But yeah, so there's good things. Like Christine, you said you used Genki. Did anybody else use any different textbooks? なんか別の 教科書を使った人っていますか？I used みんなの日本語 I already forget what it was called again. It was like interpreting Japanese or something. Dang it. Who was with me? Pirate, was it you? Were you the one who was from Georgia and you used that same one as me? I can't remember who it was. You used Japanese from zero. Interesting. What? He has a textbook? I thought he just had the YouTube series. Jeju, you said I use series and YouTube. What's series? Like what's a series? Is that the name of the book, or is that like a YouTube series? I used Japanese for everyone. Japanese for everyone. What is this? I have seen this before. I remember somebody recommending this to me a long time ago. A long time ago. How was that, A2R? Okay, anime and dramas. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I think it's definitely doable. I mean, Jeju, do you feel like sometimes, do you ever have a feeling where you're kind of like, I don't know if I'm studying the right things? Like, is that something that you think time to time? Like, I hope I'm studying the right things, or I don't know if I'm studying the right things. Japanese from zero. I didn't know he had a textbook. I would be very curious to see his textbook. He does. Oh yeah, the anime stuff. Extensive grammar. Learn hiragana. Wait, why are these paired together? Jeez. Why? Sleep. Roe. Wait, what? Salted salmon eggs? It's called roe. We actually have a word for it in English, my friend. Jun kosona. Oh my goodness. What is this? What is this, dude? I'm sure there's a better explanation, but I have no idea what this is doing. Poro, arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you so much for following. Welcome to the community. My name is JD. I'm a Japanese teacher. Teach full time. I help manage a cafe. You're judging their progressive output. What is this? Hold on, I gotta get a clearer image so we can look at this. Why is it not clear on my What the heck is this, dude? Do you see this? June. What is going on here? He teaches the kanji set. Irashai, arigatou gozaimasu. Hajimemashite. Mashiro-san. Eh? Ah, okay. This is to learn hiragana. This is to learn hiragana, right? All characters are taught one row at a time. Interesting. That's kind of cool. It's interesting. Except 5歳です。25歳です。どうだろう? Jeju, did you... Wait, no, it wasn't Jeju, right? Who used zero? Cyber Lily. Cyber Lily, did you learn hiragana like this? Yeah, his videos are supplementary to the books. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, there was actually I'm almost about to buy it. Shoot, what were they called? Nihongo no Kai? I think that's it. Nihongo no Kai. They have some textbooks I'm really interested in seeing. Because they have somewhat of a realistic somewhat of a realistic approach to Japanese. So I'm curious to see kind of how they do it or whatever. This is interesting. It's very interesting. It might work. It's basically, it's experimental, right? You know, obviously they haven't, I would assume that they haven't like tested this thoroughly, because it would probably be very hard to test, like, and I don't think you would go through all the testing just to put it in your book. Unless it's a method that's been tried in other languages or something like that. I'm studying more Korean right now than Japanese, but I'll learn Japanese after Korean since it'll also be easier. Yeah, a lot. I should really learn Korean, but I just have zero desire. I don't have any interest in Korean, you know, music, culture, movie. Biggest ploob! Bro. Thanks so much, Plooby. Maybe we can play some games later. Thanks, Nick. I really appreciate it. That's a lot of bits, man. That's a lot of bits. You're the #1 cheerer, bit cheerer. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. But I can say one thing. You can say more than one thing. You can say more than one thing. Yeah. So just personally, just no interest in the culture. The one thing I really love about Korea is the food. So I really want to go to Korea and have a lot of different Korean foods. Super interested in trying Korean cuisine. All characters, yeah. はじめまして。この問題、日本人でも読めない。難しいですね。ねえ、これ、最初、これなんなんって思って。I already knew hiragana and katakana before using JFZ books. Gotcha. Yeah. He got the method through feedback of his real classes, as people were scared away with learning hiragana all at once. Interesting. I wonder what his classes are. Actually, I think this method would be pretty good for classroom Japanese. Or in general. It seems cool. It's definitely inventive and new, innovative and new. So the best thing it does is it gives people another option. You're like, yeah, actually, I would like to meet the Learn from Japanese Zero guy. We'd probably agree on a lot of stuff. I would love to talk to him. That would be a good, like, interview or something. Learning the Korean language is doable in under 15 minutes. It's really easily made. Yeah, the written language, Hangul, I've heard it's crazy. It's like the best alphabet in the world. クールは、なんか、いいねとか、面白い。That's cool. なんか面白い。そう。今のクールは面白い。でも、イケてる。なんか、だいたい人のことじゃなかったら、なんかクールって、He's so cool. That's so cool. かっけー。あと、かっこいい。なんか、でも、クールだぜ。なんか、so cool. 今はもう使わない。そういう風に。イケてるっていう風には多分もう使わない。使ってる人は少ない。なんか、90年代とか、その時ぐらいやったら、まだ使ってたかもしれないですけど。He's so cool. なんか、かっこいい、イケてる老人。いや。ただね、言語が変わって、He's live now on his YouTube channel. Are you sure he's live and it's not just let's see. Learn Japanese from zero. Is he crying?
Some of them I just manage. Hang on 1 second. All right, we got Adventures in Asia. We got Blackbird Realty. That's my dad's company, but I was managing it at one point, so I got added. We got Ego Egg Fun English Videos.
What should I say?
I haven't put anything up there time. This one is, there's no videos up here. I got rid of all of them. This is Japanese topics shows. Those all got moved over to From Zero. We got Learn Japanese from Zero where I teach.
What's he doing?
Sorry, Learn Korean from Zero where I teach Korean.
I think he's comparing.
Other language-related things, also very sporadic.
Oh, these are all his different accounts?
My Tissue Box channel.
Oh, I didn't know you could make multiple accounts through the same account.
My favorite channel.
Tissue box channel.
Which is where I do live streams normally. I don't do them here anymore. My daughter has a channel, but she doesn't do anything on it. It's Arissa from Zero. Chinese from Zero. Doesn't have any content.
Yo, we should.
It was called Two White Guys, and people signed up just for that. And then I switched it.
What should I say? Say hello, George. Yeah, you're right. Hello, George. Let me turn off the music.
This channel that you're on right here, net publishing from Zero. It's a concept I was working on, and then this old show. There's no content here anymore. The Mark and George show. That's it. Okay. See where I missed here. How many? Okay. A contest for making George sing songs. Well, I sing anyway, so.
It's funny. It's like, this is like something, I swear, like all of the top content creators, that this is all they do nowadays. They're like, they'll go to somebody else's stream and they'll just watch the stream.
Comedy from Zero.
Yeah, comedy from Zero. That's funny.
I like it. Haruka Senpai.
Yeah, I've watched some of his videos.
I like it.
The first time I ever heard of him was through Matt vs Japan, when Matt vs Japan called him out, and he was like, "Yo, your pitch accent is crap, bro." And they had like a big battle, and I think we talked about it on stream or whatever. Yeah, I'll say that. So, is pitch accent actually important, or no? Somebody said sup, Jelly. I don't know how to quote. That's so funny. He is live. They're doing a contest. Oh, okay. Maybe I can't really bother him then. Korean barbecue sounds popular. What alphabet should I? The most used alphabet is hiragana, for sure. For sure. So definitely learn hiragana. I wonder who Goodnight Ouija is. Maybe it's somebody who's followed me before, but I just don't remember. I'll try to hit him up in Discord. But that's fun. That's funny how do you know what I mean? Like I feel like that's what a lot of people do nowadays. Like the content creators, they're like, you know, obviously they do their own content too, but then like they're like, oh, let's watch this old video of somebody doing something. Let's do this. And I was like, I get, if you do it full time, I get it, and you need some downtime, and it's very easy content because you're just reacting. So that would be interesting. A react series to live Japanese from Zilla. Yo! Cyber Lily subscribed again. Did my sub not appear? I guess not. Sometimes that happens when you sub with something on a phone or a device. Welcome back to the Jelly Club and the Bing Gang. 2 months. Thank you so much. That is like ureshi. Ureshiyo. Ureshi. Thank you so much. Arigato. Say that you are streaming and your students recommend his channel. That is a good one to say. But I don't want to take away from him. I think he was probably laughing or just going like this, like, but it looked like he was crying, like. Thank you so much for subbing. I really appreciate it. The debate was good. Both sides have valid points. I agree. It was a good debate. It was a good debate. I think I watched most of it, like an hour and a half of it. It was like 3 hours though, something like that. Yeah, I'll try to hit him up on Discord. Because that would be fun. That would be a fun interaction, like, because I think he's gotten some bad rap from just because of that. But like, look, there's something very strange about talking bad about somebody who's trying to provide Japanese content to the community, unless I think it's degenerative content or unhelpful content. There's only one person really right now that I see that I just don't want that person to make content. I'm obviously not going to say the person's name or anything, but it is like, I'm just like, I just don't want you. Like, this is, I don't want this for other Japanese people. It's like all the wrong things, like clickbaity, slightly immoral, slightly just like, I don't know, manipulative in a way. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, we should take a look at Genki. Have I only been set? Has it really only been 36 minutes? Is that? Have we really only been? Gosh. Yes, absolutely, Cyber. That's what I'm talking about. Every teacher has something to offer. Get your resources from a variety of places. Look, clickbait is okay if you actually have good content to back it up. I'll just straight up say right now, my YouTube content is not amazing. I'm really just using YouTube to kind of, like, obviously I'm posting some of my old lessons and sometimes it's useful. Like, there's, except for my last one, which was pretty much just like a super experiment. You know, I did a lesson on Twitch and I just put it back on YouTube. Cause sometimes my students are like, hey, you know, I don't understand this concept. I'm like, oh, go watch my video. And then that saves us time and saves them money and stuff like that. So. You're saving up for a Nintendo Switch Lite? Ooh. There's a lot of games I think that I would want on Switch, but the one that I want the most, the number one I want to play is Zelda Link's Awakening. The redid version. And after that, Smash. But I want to play that. That was my favorite game. Truly, my favorite game of all time is Zelda Link's Awakening on Game Boy. One day I kind of want to retranslate it like I did with the anime on stream, because I think that would be pretty cool. But yeah, I totally agree, Cybers. Like, every teacher has something to offer you, especially when you're learning online. Like, look, you can't don't just come to me. Don't just come to me. If there's one thing I'm actually trying to do just that, is like, if needed, come to me and then I can help you find what you need. I mean, that's what I do with my students a lot of the time, is like, essentially, like, you know, something that I also offer, it's not on my website, is like a diagnosis of your Japanese. So like, I don't really have a price in mind at the moment, but you know, we basically will talk in Japanese for like 30 to 60 minutes, and then I'll send you like a video, like an edited video, just kind of going through and breaking down all of the places that you need help and all of the places that might be unnatural, or like, hey, you need to spend some time on conjugating verbs because you're really messed up in that area, or like, you did a really good job here, but I think next for your Japanese journey, you should look into this and do that and do that. And so like, you know, I'm trying to help you find out what you need, so that you can keep getting better and better and better. So I really just, for me, I personally don't believe that spoken Japanese is hard. Like basic Japanese or like everyday conversation, that kind of stuff, it's quite easy in my opinion. Like the minimal stuff that you need it's very little. And that's where, if you can just get to that little basic like foundation point, then the rest becomes quite easy. Truly, it's just, then at that point, it's just learning some new nouns. Like, oh, I didn't know that was something that you could do in Japanese. And then it's like you're already saying stuff, but now you're slowly saying it more and more better, and if like better and better and more efficiently, more naturally, more in a native way. So what are you gonna play for Switch, Jeju? What are you saving it up for? Every teacher, yeah. There's a lot of clickbaity, immoral, manipulative. Yeah, exactly. In the Japanese learning world, I haven't seen. Dude, there's some weird ones. There's this one guy who followed me on Twitter, and like he only has like he has very few subscribers. He's a Japanese guy trying to like teach it. Just I don't know. It's concerning sometimes. And I'm not like trying to like badmouth other people, but it's like concerning. Like somebody will do something on YouTube or like act in a certain way, and people start really mimicking that behavior in real life. It's concerning. It's a little scary at times. All right, so let's look at Genki. All right, I'm gonna be right back. Just set up my green screen, okay? When you're down at the bottom. Ohayo gozaimasu, Dakunesa-san.
Never get to the top. Until you look down and see how far you've come. Then you know it was worth it. When you're down at the bottom, it might feel like you'll never get to the top. Until you look down.
This song is too slow. Started at the bottom, now we're here. What was that? Make a dream, make a... What was it? Make a wish, make a dream come true. Dang, it was that. It was like some... Dang it. It was like some random League of Legends interview quote. It was like... if you wish your dream will come true. If you don't, then something, something. I forget what it was. Nick, if you're still there, you'll remember. But yeah, let's check out Genki, alright? Where is it? So here it is. What are we gonna look at? So even just the aisatsu. Is that what we're gonna look at? For the most part, this was pretty good. Ittekimasu, ittarashai. Like, all of these were fine. But like, for example, how well can you guys see this? Like, is it pretty, if it's this small, is it still very visible for you? Like, can you see the text? Japanese has layers. Hey, Junsui. Is this good enough? So and so? Like so, like okay, moderately decent. It's pretty visible, maybe a hair bigger. Okay, thanks. Let's go with that. Okay. Yeah, I wish I could write on it. So, can you see my mouse? Probably can't. Can you see my mouse? Whoa, oh, that's cool. Can you guys see this? You're like actually turning the book page. That's freaking cool. Look at that. I wish I could rip it. That'd be a cool feature. You can see my mouse? Okay. So like, just for example, this is something I don't understand. I understand, but I wish that textbooks didn't do this. They put spaces in between things. And I think it's overlooked. Like, people will think like, oh, okay, so I get it. You put a space here in Japanese when it's this and this. And the reality is Japanese doesn't use spaces at all if you're an adult, right? It's used in children's books and stuff like that. But when you have spaces like this, it's really just not part of Japanese. So I think I get it's gonna be hard if you're, starting a new language. You're starting a whole new language. So of course it's gonna be hard to read all of these little letters at first. White keyed out and overlay. Yeah, you can do like paint and stuff. The problem is I don't have 2 monitors. So without 2 monitors, it becomes very tedious. Very tedious. But yeah, paint is probably better than, I always used PowerPoint, but. You use a chroma key basically. So like this. I can try it. Let's try it. Wait, you said you meant with white keyed out and overlay. Yeah, if I had a monitor, then I could like look at it and see what I was writing on. But yeah. Spaces are also used in older video games. That's really true. That's true. We were just talking about that in the Discord. Right. And that's because kanji wasn't there, right? And so that brings me to my second point is like textbooks really should not be using kanji. There is a perfectly beautiful system already in place in Japanese to help you read kanji. Furigana, right? So furigana, like, again, it's the idea that, oh, this is how we learn Japanese. And I get it. It's not straightforward. It's not necessarily obvious, right? You're saying, oh, we learn Japanese this way, so this is how we should teach it. Our children, they start with hiragana, then we teach them the kanji for the hiragana, and that goes on and on. This is not how adults should teach, in my opinion. Adults should learn, in my opinion. Anywhere there's a kanji, like this, right? You have this e kaiwa here. Kaiwa, bunpo, hen. This is great. I don't know, personally, I like it on top rather than beneath. But beneath does kind of make me look at the kanji first. So maybe beneath is better. I've never thought about that. Huh. You can do either one. Maybe I like bottom better. I haven't really taken time to think about this, but I think I do like because then you tend maybe you get used to it either way. But at least me, I'm looking at the kanji first and then I go down because we read top bottom, so maybe that's actually a good strategy. So yeah. The only thing I would not change, but like sumimasen. I wish they would at least teach people about suimasen. Because this is how we really say it most of the time in everyday life. Suimasen. Suimasen. Not sumimasen. Suimasen. That's how we usually say it. Personally, when I learned that, I was like, dude, this is so much easier than sumimasen. こんちは。お兄さん、こんにちは。いらっしゃい。お兄さんさん。お兄さんさん。Can kids use Genki? Like Japanese kids? What exactly do you mean? Could they use these examples? すみません。今何時ですか ?12 時半です。Yeah, I just think these are so many missed opportunities, right? Like, look, here's lesson 1. Why not? Like, they'll teach weird kanji up here. Like, dai ikka. Like, dai is, you know, like, but this reading overall is, like, useless almost. Like, why not make this part in English? Right? Lesson 1. Just have lesson 1. Forget the dai ikka. Like, who cares? Put kaiwa in kanji. Like, instead of dialogue, put conversation, like, because we don't, yeah, you know. Mary, an international just talks to, good, context. Mary, like, it's funny. すみません。今、何時ですか? So it's like, the assumption is like, oh, Mary knows very limited Japanese. Like, I get it. It's like, oh, she has learned the Japanese that we're going to teach in this textbook. Okay. Why don't we just skip some steps and like help people sound natural and native so we don't have to do that from the beginning? It's like, I don't know. I understand it's hard, but like, or put sumimasen here and then put like an asterisk down here saying, oftentimes in daily Japanese, regular Japanese, instead of sumimasen, you will hear suimasen. If you like this, go ahead and use it. Like, that's what I say to my students a lot. I was like, look, choose what you like. If you like sumimasen is not grammatically incorrect. It is 100%. It's just a different way of saying sumimasen. I made a website where you can draw them and get a link to a breakdown if that would help. Oh. Yeah, you can post it. Gosh, hold on. Let me fix that now. No, I can't fix that now. That's just a waste of time. But I gotta fix the link thing. So it just feels like a missed opportunity, right? Because you have like, you have the stuff over here. Here, maybe we can take it a page out. That's too much work. There we go. So like 12時半. So 12時半. So 12:30, right? I like that they don't have translations right next to it. I always like that about textbooks is they put the translation over here so that you can kind of like not cheat. And you could put a piece of paper over it or something like that. You know, there's many ways to not cheat. But like, why not just put the kanji, okay? And first off, another big thing is like 12時半. Everybody listen, okay? Pay attention. Very rarely do we ever use kanji for dates or time. Okay? It's always going to be written like here, let me see if I can bring something up. Is this going to work? Hold on. Okay, hold on. Yo! Yoshineko. Oi. いらっしゃい。JD です。よろしくお願いします。日本語教師です。Like, the chroma key's on and it's still not doing it? Hold on. There we go. So, how's that? It's kind of weird, but what was I just talking about? All right. So, this is how we type 12時半. 12時半. Right? So, if you're going to write, that's how you would write it, okay? Oh, first time someone uses that name. Hog. Alley Cat. Gotcha. Interesting. Okay. Yoshi Nichols. That's funny. Probably because nobody can read it usually. Welcome. 日本語勉強してますか? Are you studying Japanese? What brings you to this stream? I like the Japanese and English chapter headers. 確かにね. The English lets you navigate easily. The Japanese sets you up for being able to navigate non-English text. You're talking about, hold on. Let's see if I can do this. You're talking about that? This thing? See how hard it is? 日本人でも日本語よくわからない。難しいでしょう。逆に僕も、よくその言語の話とかよくするから、多分普通の人より英語は説明できると思うんですけど、なんか、たんまにこう、よく、なんか日本語、その英語の質問聞かれて、いや、なんでだろうってなりますよ。The lesson 1 bit. Oh, you like this. You like this up here? The lesson 1 in Daiika? You say, the English lets you navigate English. The Japanese sets you up for being able to... Oh. That's true. It doesn't hurt. Right. It doesn't hurt for it to be there. I guess my complaint is like, it's unfortunate that they have that kanji. Like, wow. But then they don't have kanji for like 12, 30. The stuff that they're actually trying to get you to learn and teach. Yeah. And atarashi tomodachi, like, you can learn so much more, like, just by seeing this. Like, for example, hold on. How do I edit? Dang, can you not edit once it's already been there? That's tough. Hold on. So like, where was I? Atarashi tomodachi. So when you see this, you can actually learn like a lot more about it. Wait, can you not? I'm so confused by paint. Whatever. Atarashi tomodachi. Because then you start to see the pattern earlier. You see the E adjective, and you're like, it's like it becomes more of a structure rather than just like we were talking about how hiragana can be kind of confusing to navigate at the beginning. You're like, okay, I can see a start and a finish. Whereas atarashi tomodachi just looks like a wave of words that becomes kind of confusing to navigate. Atarashi tomodachi. Atarashi tomodachi. Let's see. Yeah, suimasen is better. Much flow is better. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, Zenny, you can post that website if you want. It'll get deleted and then I'll have to repost it. But yeah. Zenny made a really cool website for learning kanji. Or to like reference kanji. A stopgap solution? What's a stopgap? I've been studying for a while. It's awesome to see someone explaining it on Twitch. In my experience, thanks. In my experience with these lessons, using the kanji since from day one, and you're using kanji since day one? Is that what you're saying? It'll become easier to learn later. Yeah, I mean, and so that's, I mean, even that is just one basic thing. Like, I would love to make a textbook one day. But they're just kind of, they're outdated in a way, and there's already maybe there's, do you guys feel like there's too many textbooks? Maybe there aren't that many Japanese textbooks. Or there are, but there are very few. Like, Genki, for sure, is the most popular. It's like, you know, it's like, oh, yeah, we gotta do this one. But even this is outdated, right? Excuse me, what time is it? Right? Like, everyone has a phone nowadays. Like, it would be much better to say, like, I don't know, you know, just little things like that. I get the situation, but this is like Nihongo no Kai, that one I was talking about. They said they're never going to do a printed version of a textbook because Japanese is always changing and updating, and, you know, like, because of technology and things like that. I thought that was kind of a cool idea. Sumomomo, momomo, momo no uchi. You can use, for example, to explain the difference. Yeah, if you don't have anything, then it becomes crazy confusing. Anime とかだと一人一人称やな。一人称。一人称でもだけでも、what was that? Like, お主、拙者、わらわ、あっちとか、他にもたくさんあるし。Are you talking about like pronouns, like I and stuff like that? まあそこは別に I don't think that needs to be explained too much. There's really only four that really need to be introduced. It's 私、僕、俺. I think that's all people really need to know about at the beginning. Everything else is pretty obvious and self-explanatory. Not obvious, but it's like, oh, that's another one. Oh, there's another one. If I'm understanding correctly. そういう話ですよね。Even if they're not aiming to teach kanji immediately, presenting them early is better than not, right? Right? It seems... Look, this is the way I teach, but like, the way that I realized I learned kanji was not by radicals, okay? The way that we learn kanji best is by associating a word with an image. And to us, kanji is just another image. It's just a picture. And so I'm like, oh, that's the one with the weird squiggly. That's all that I think about. Like, oh, that's the one with the weird squiggly. Oh, that looks like the one with the weird squiggly. It's probably the same reading. Oh, it is? Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. When this one was combined with the weird squiggly, it changed. So it's like, kanji should be really looked at in a much different way than it is right now. And I think people will learn it even faster. Even faster. Hoot. I've been lurking. Yeah, I saw you for a second. But I would prefer that Genki provide the kanji with the furigana too. Yes. Yes. Me too. Me too. You can use... I have a few different textbooks of varying ages. It seems like they're more useful to find explanations of things, but not as a single source. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I mean, you could go on for hours just about Nanji desu ka or something. I want a textbook that just teaches everyday usage, like everyday Japanese, like common grammar use or phrases, something like that. Right. That's what I would do. Because a lot of the textbooks are very, like almost all of them are student oriented. All of them. The only one that's not student oriented is like the one that I used, I believe. It was just like total random situations in life. Have you ever heard of a book called Human Japanese? No, I have not. Oh. No, I think I have just heard of it. This bamboo thing looks familiar. Maybe I saw it in an app or something. Informal verbs. Informal verbs? Incorrect. Here, I mean, this is not something that just textbooks do. It is not informal verbs. Okay, hold on. So this is informal verbs. Okay, this is not informal formal. It's polite, plain. Because if you say, I say this all the time, if you say informal, then it teaches people the totally, let's see there, it teaches them the wrong idea completely about how it's actually used. So let's see their explanation. You may have noticed it never ends in mas. For example, the verb we know mimas, mimas appears in the diction miru. This is shorter form isn't. See, this shorter form is an informal, meaning not polite version of the mas form that we know and love. They're right. It turns out to be the key to a whole new world of Japanese. That is true, but that's exactly why you should not call it informal. Using informal verbs is easy. They go exactly where you put a mas. They mean the same thing. Yes. For example, identical meaning. The only difference, one polite, one might. Correct. So in this situation, that's correct, right? But the problem is you should not teach miru as an informal verb. Like, because I could say this sentence, right? Let's just do this real quick. How do I do cool? Oh, wait. I want this. So if I said, ato de miru to omoimasu. Is it white? Why is it not showing up as white? Whatever, you guys can see it. Right? If you say ato de miru to omoimasu. Here, I'll do this real quick. That's so bad. Ato de miru to omoimasu. Aro miteru. Right? I think I'll watch it later. Right? Perfect example. Miru in this is not informal. Not at all. Not one bit. It is. That's why we have to call it a plain form. We have to call it plain form because otherwise it's just not right. It's just not right. So that part actually, I didn't really even think about it until I started teaching. And then because I was saying informal, formal, and then I was like, geez, this is wrong. And so I immediately changed. So. You need watashi, ore, boku. The rest are rare. Imagine calling someone otaku. Actually, that just happened to me a couple days ago. That was the first time I've ever heard it, though, in 10 years. And I live in Kansai. Old guy, but he called me otaku. Otaku. Yeah, I was like, oh. He was being annoying, though, so I didn't really care what he had to say. He was like, you shouldn't be on this side of the sidewalk. And I was like, dude, get out of my face. I was like, I'm not dealing with this right now. I was pushing my son in his stroller, and there's like 2 lanes, but they're like one of them is a little bit narrower and the other one is bigger. And I think a while ago it used to be the bike lane, but that's not really true anymore because they repaved it and stuff. But people who have lived there for a long time still use it like that, and so it's like, but like there's like nobody, right? It's if it was a really busy time of day, then I would definitely use the other side. But there's like one bike going by me every few minutes or something. Like there's like no traffic. And then he's like, you could get hurt. Somebody could run into you and then it would be your fault. And I was like, actually, it wouldn't be my fault because there's no signs or anything saying what you're saying. And then he like zoom, you know, he goes past me and I see a bike coming and he's like swerving in the lane about to hit the person in front of him. And I was like, whew. And then he saw me yesterday. He was on the other side of the road and he was going chitting, 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 chitting. He was ringing his bell like crazy because I know he saw me and he was like, and he was like trying to like get out of the lane, get out of the bike lane. And I was like, dude, not today. Not today. I was just walking. I was like, look, people are not that incompetent on bicycles. It's just a slight veer to the left. If you can't avoid a person on a bicycle, then please don't ride a bicycle. Yeah, it was an old man. There's a lot of seigi no mikata no oji-san. Like, there's a lot of old Japanese men who think they're being like the savior. They're like, I'm the hero for the police. I'm doing the police work that police aren't doing by helping people obey rules and teaching people the rules. And I'm just like, you are a hypocrite, just like me. Everybody's a hypocrite, okay? It did get me. Is there an aspect of lies to children here? What? Do you mean what do you mean? What do you mean? Is plain form without des? If a sentence has des, it will not be. Plain form is not just without des. But if you have des, it's definitely not informal. So that's when we should talk about casual, not casual and casual formal, is when we're talking about the words that we use to speak to certain people, not just the words themselves. So like if you put des in a sentence, that means you're trying to be formal. You're trying to be polite. Papers, please. Yeah, it's basically. I was like, come on, man. All right, what do we got? Yeah, this is actually if I can look at it right. Oh, okay. Oh, I can see it. 違うよ. 違う. Oh, it kind of works like this. Nice. Oh wait, this is the other side. So yeah, I really wish I had a second monitor. So this is actually the good. This is the good usage of iie. So you should totally use this. Like, ありがとうございます. Iie. Takeshi is a native speaker. I know that. Yeah, for sure. 12時半です. Iie, it's often taught as no. But it really just you're welcome. You're welcome. All right, here we go. So you got this stuff. Oh, we don't need all that. So I don't know what that line is. Oh, hold on. That is so hard. "留学生ですか?留学生ですか?ええ。ええ。
アリゾナ大学の学生です。そうですか。専攻は何ですか？日本語です。日本語です。今2年生です。So it's like, these are the two problems I have with this. So, and 専攻は何ですか? So what should this be? This should be hi. And then this one should be 何学部ですか? I just don't get it. Like this is something that I learned in my textbook. They said, this is how you ask, what is your major? Like, what major are you? Can be, for number two probably shouldn't be, because she's, answering yes. She is saying yes. 学生? Yeah, some I don't really like, 学士? Yeah. This is why Romaji sucks. Like, I don't know. Romaji is just bad. There's really no good way to do it. The best way is to use those, like, you know, the bars over certain words and stuff like. Even then, it's not good. It just doesn't really help you. Interesting. The only time I heard that word was actually from my mom's friend from Osaka. Yeah, it's definitely a word that's dying out for sure. With respect to the formal informal thing, is it a case of lies to children? That is it an expression which isn't true, but is to an extent useful? I would just say no. Because so let's just like formal, informal, or like polite, casual. I prefer polite, casual. Because it's informal to me sounds like rude. Like when we talk about the way we dress, we say like dress formal or casual, maybe formal, casual. I don't know. But so when deciding how you're going to talk to somebody based on your relationship with them, that's polite versus casual. But when talking about verbs, words like tabemasu versus taberu, this is not, it shouldn't really be thought of as polite, formal, informal, because when we're just talking about the words, right? Not a full sentence. But when we're talking about the words, because taberu can be used within a polite sentence. Taberu can be used within a formal sentence. And then like, but people might think, oh, and I've seen this mistake as a result. People will say like, tabemasu to omoimasu. And they'll say like, daijoubu desu ka to omotte. And then like they'll overuse polite form, and it gets really bad. It causes a lot of problems later on. So it's not just like a lie to children. It's not like a white lie or whatever. A convenient lie. All lies are bad. White lies are bad. Convenient lies are bad. Lies to not hurt somebody's feelings are bad. I would say the only time a lie is justified is when it's to save somebody's life. So yeah, and Alley Cat, are you thinking of this? Or are you thinking of like equals like I'm thinking? I wasn't sure. You never know, because some people just don't know. But yeah. So I like is seriously like high business, in my opinion, like
high business, like super polite. Sometimes I say it when I'm trying to be extra polite and sound intelligent. Like, ah, そうなんです. Like when I'm having like an intellectual conversation and I'm trying to sound polite and it doesn't sound as annoying as hi, hi, hi. Because sometimes saying hi too much, sounds rude. And then if you say that's also rude. And then, yeah. So that's like, but doesn't sound rude. So it is one way of like, if you're saying it a bunch, like it doesn't sound rude. So many rules. It's more just like nuances. It's not rules, it's nuances. Okay, so the as a nod, that one would be this. That's and I would maybe as a as a foreigner she would accidentally use that, but we don't use is actually casual. So you would not use or you should not use when meeting somebody for the first time, or when you're talking to somebody for the first time. You would use height. So you might have not known that, but is casual. Even when you're just agreeing with somebody, you're actually saying yeah. Jelly, hey Jelly Bell, hey boss. My bro Josh in the house. Getting immersion content that you can actually benefit from as a beginner is the most difficult part. Yes, it is. There's one series that I'll share with you because I'm so nice. I'm not. No. ちょっと待って. Cyber, are you in the Discord? I'll post it in Discord. I have to find it. It's been a while since I've looked at it. Hold on. I'm sure I can find it real quick. Hold on. Here it is. It's not exactly the best immersion. You think you know what content? I bet you don't. 日本人の知らないの。違う。This is like super beginner. And then there's some instructions in the middle. You can skip it. I'm actually thinking, I don't know if it's illegal, but I'm thinking about like just taking the skits and combining. I mean, I don't receive any money, so I just, it's not like I'm doing it for the money. But because the skits are really good, but I kind of don't really want the instruction in between all the time. I just want to watch the skits. So basically they're little skits that use actually pretty natural Japanese for the most part, but it's very basic. So I really like this. This is what I give to my students. Getting immersion content, right. Like when you're saying something and they keep saying yeah, that's un. Yeah, I forgot that the book is mostly formal. Yeah, it's not that that's wrong, but would be, yeah, casual. Yes, I am. ありがとうございます。いいえ。But 日本人の知らない日本語, hope somebody can find that and re-upload it into better condition, like better quality. Oh, wow. This is interesting. All the vocabulary they do. Ima. 学生。高校。
I remember learning like this, just long lists of vocab words. Right? This is the way to learn Japanese. Majors. なんか it's tough because like I think these could be better, right? Like instead of just saying countries, it could be like, what's your country? And it could make it a little bit more interactive and then like あなたの国はどこですか or something. You can react to the videos normally. What exactly do you mean? Which videos? XYY this. It's funny because I think Toki ni Andy like did this. He like made a video about this and then maybe made a video that said it wasn't this. I can't remember. Yeah. That's the thing is like it's hard. I mean, it can be hard to explain Japanese. But my textbook, I still go back to its definition even now. I think it really did a good job explaining wa. Because I still go back to it when translating and sometimes when I think about what the sentence is actually saying. NHK World Japan does some very basic stuff, but it's almost too elementary at times. Really? Yeah. You can react to the full video live. Oh, that's not a bad idea. You can react, and it's funny because, did I say it twice? You can react to the full video live and skip. That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. I might do that. Because then it's like the content. Good idea. Good idea. Yeah, I'm not going to get into the grammar explanations. It's boring. Yeah. I don't mind this. Oh, never mind. They have the numbers next to it. That's fine. That's fine. Read the following numbers. You'd be surprised. People get this wrong. Even such basic things wrong like this. This top one right here. People get this wrong all the time. They'll say, Nihon de nanji desu ka? So this is actually really good. Tokyo, 東京は今何時ですか? 東京は今何時ですか? But then they ruin it with this. Wait, how do I? So confused by 午前3時です。なんで起きてんねん。なんで起きてんねん。They're not in Japan. They're just talking about being in Japan. Sorry, but just. Yeah, this is one of the big textbook ones. There's not that many problems with the textbooks, but there's just such basic problems that the kanji should not be with numbers. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. Nobody uses you want to know, I only see kanji with numbers at like certain Japanese restaurants. Certain Japanese, like usually like more like street food. That's about it. Or like old izakaya. Sometimes I say two twice in a sentence without thinking. Yeah. It's fun when those happen. Those little particular moments or whatever. So yeah, it's just what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? But yeah, 午前3時 just 朝3時です. Yeah, nobody. It's like it's because it's taught in textbooks all the time. It's like. If you're doing it for your own practice to memorize kanji, go for it. But it's just like
never, like never will you see almost never, right? When I say never, I mean except for those examples that I just said. It's like there's no kanji usage. There's no kanji usage. So and instead of gozen, it should be asa. So asa, hiru, yoru, right? Usually just asa, yoru. Like another one is these all those tech like sakuya, what is it? Yuban, no. Yuya. Nandakke? Yube, that's what it was. Yube. There's like all these like special extra time words that textbooks will use. The one that we actually do use a lot is kesa, like this morning. I have a good one here for beginners. Yeah, you can share it. I think it'll let you, but I'm not sure. Yo, we got Mary's number. Sick. Check it. Yo, we got Mary's number. We can call Mary. Yo, we can call the teacher. Sick. Sweden Jean. Oh wow, interesting. Jeez. This is interesting. Kaishain works for a company. It is a. It's like it's shoot. Daigakuin-sei. 高校生。こんな質問会社員ですか? It's like this can happen, but not like in a normal conversation. It's like if you go to the city office or something. I don't know. There's always interesting stuff like this. But I don't like the... here we go. Here's more of a conversation one. Because, right, this is what it should be teaching, in my opinion, is the conversations. Sumimasen. これはいくらですか? Yeah. And, like, it wouldn't hurt to teach them, you know, the parts, like talk about it now. Like, again, I don't like the spaces. But, like, talk about wa. Like, it's like sometimes wa isn't there. Sometimes instead of wa, people say te. And then you'll be like, whoa, interesting. You don't have to explain why. Just tell them that it happens. You don't always have to explain everything. Just say, that's the way it is. That's the way it is. And then like, koremo? It's like, yes, even in this one, you can do te. Or it cannot be there. それは、3000円です。Yeah. There's no way this person would say それは. Not no way, but it's very unlikely in my opinion. I'd say much more likely just to... It's weird how that happens. Would just say 3000円です. Maybe, actually a better one would be like どれですか? どれですか? It's like, wait, which one you talking about? Which one are you talking about? Areka. Like, obviously you can't teach too many weird things at once, but it couldn't hurt. Like, I think the explanations should be less about grammar and like less vocab, more explanations on how gotta go, see you next stream. Peace, man. Peace. 今夜
Yeah, even konya we don't really use. Yeah, konya, we just say kyou no yoru. Kyou no yoru. Even konya. That's another good example of one we really don't use that much. Definitely not true, Cyber. Sensei is used all the time. But 自分のことを先生と言わない。大体. But usually you don't refer to yourself as a sensei. You would say I'm a kyoshi, or I'm a kyou, you know, 英語の仕事 or something. Yeah, usually you don't refer to yourself as a teacher. Sensei can also mean doctor. So if you're a doctor or teacher, you probably wouldn't call yourself sensei unless you're maybe talking to a child. So even if the girl, like, what is she doing? Is she holding it? She's holding it. I would say, Zenny, I would say even if you're holding it, you would probably say kore ikura desu ka? Like, ikura, like, if you don't say kore, it sounds a little bit rude. Slight nuance, but it's not because you need to specify, like, ah, sumimasen, kore ikura desu ka? Like, how much is this? Like, ikura desu ka? It's like context, but it's, yeah, it's possible that you could drop it for sure. For sure. In English, doctor is from the same root as a museum's docent, and is a root meaning of teacher. No way! That's cool. That's cool. 高いですね。Good. じゃあ、あの時計はいくらですか? Sure, that's fine. あれ、again, あれは、again, probably no は。あれ3500円です。3500円。Yeah. Like, I'm not saying it's wrong, but it's just interesting to think about what could be possible. 3500円. Yeah, probably wouldn't do that for the textbook. そうですか。あれも高いですね。これ1800円ですよ。じゃあその時計をください。Not bad, not bad. It would have been fun if it taught you how to bargain instead. 安くしてください。Like, もうちょっと、値段を下げてもらっていいですか？もうちょっと。知らない人。Person I don't know. Stranger. これ誰の財布？私の財布です。Oh. I don't know why it does that, but that's kind of cool. Starting to get hungry. I didn't eat breakfast. Whew. Excuse me, sir. How much is that clock on the wall? Sir, that's not for sale. That's our clock. Sir, this is a Wendy's. That would be a good Japanese meme. ここは Wendy's です。Actually, that would be a fun little Japanese skit. It would just, like, everything would be like somebody practicing Japanese, and then the response would always be like, sir, this is a Wendy's, sir, this is a Pizza Hut, or whatever. That'd be good, that'd be good. That's how you learn English. Same as Spanish coming from Latin. Cool. The aremo is maybe redundant because both parties know it. I think the aremo is actually she's talking up to herself. She's kind of like, aremo takai ka. Aremo takai desu. What does she say? Aremo takai desu ne. So desu ka. Aremo takai desu ne. I think she's more so thinking out loud, but I agree. It could be redundant. Like, honestly, I would probably not say aremo. I would probably say soremo. Like, それも高いですね. Because now, yeah. あれも高いですね. Like, yeah, I agree. Something is a little off about the あれ. We should have a stream making Japanese. That's a great idea. Japanese stream meme stream. どれの日本語どれの日本語のお茶が好きですか？どの Are you asking me that question? So this is interesting. You'd say 日本の There's a couple of different ways. You could say どんな日本のおもちゃ It's kind of a hard, it's actually a surprisingly difficult sentence. 日本のおもちゃどんなのが好きですか? You could say どんな日本のおもちゃが好きですか? I would say the easiest どんな日本のおも you want to say tea? Tea. You said ocha. Sorry, I read it as omocha for some reason, like toys. I got really confused. Nihon no, that's a little easier actually. Nihon no ocha wa nani ga suki desu ka? Yeah, this is the best way to say it. Nihon no ocha wa nani ga suki desu ka? And this is actually where a lot of people don't realize how good wa is, because you can just use it like this, and you're like, oh, wa, oh, okay. So, Nihon no ocha wa. That's the topic. Nani ga suki desu ka? What do you like when it comes to Japanese tea? At least for Japanese tea, what do you like? 高いっすよ。高いな。Yeah. But yeah, guys, I'm getting a little hungry. I didn't eat breakfast because I'm a silly man. So I think I'm gonna have some breakfast. Yes, you mention the topic first and then talk about it. Usually. That can often help you create a more structured sentence. And I think it really helps you create sentences better overall. Like figure out sentence structure. So, guys, just a final word before we head out. I am a Japanese teacher, as you know. I teach online. If you're interested just about interested in not even just taking them, if you're interested, hit me up, send me an email. I just want to help people get to conversation as fast as possible. My goal as your teacher, number one, to help you reach your Japanese goals. But in my mind, it's like, let's get you to conversation speed as quickly as possible. Not like kind of taking shortcuts, but not losing quality. And so I'm here to guide you on your Japanese journey, in order to make that process so much easier. So, if you really, if you think you want to speak Japanese and, you want to, it's an investment, I remember buying my first suits, and the guy was like, it's an investment. And it really was, because I wore those suits at interviews, and I wore those suits to weddings or to parties or whatever. And so it's an investment in your Japanese. So yeah, if you're interested in those, let me know. I'm doing my best to work. I really want to make it good quality, but very soon I will be finishing the group course. And if you're interested in that, also send me an email, and I'll put you on the waiting list. Because I'm gonna start a waiting list for the group course. So if you're interested in that as well, because I don't want the classes to be too big. So if you're interested in that, I'll put you on the waiting list. Just let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Who should we raid? Who is being morally... Mami-san. Should we raid... Let's raid Mami. Mami Copiano. A nice, lady. She lives in the Kobe area, actually really close to where I used to live. Very sweet, very talented at piano. I think if you follow, you get like a free song request. See you. Thanks so much. Yeah, for all of you guys who stuck around the whole time, I really appreciate it. Had a great time. Thank you so much for your support, Cyber Lily. Your sub, love it. For anyone else who, my friend Nick, who donated 1,000 bits. I love you guys. I'll see you soon. Have a nice day.